Good morning, everyone. It's Rose Coleman coming to you live from my craft room here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, where we have a beautiful sunny day today. It is Friday, July 25th, and it's the last day of free shipping. Stampin' Up! Announced this week we would have 3 full days of free shipping, and you guys have really rocked it. Congratulations if you have, saved a whole bunch of money. I am with you. I'm making orders too. I have more to place today just to get that free shipping. It's 11%. And it can add up when you've got big ticket items, right? Like yesterday I sent an email about the virtual album retreat. It's still available if anybody didn't get it and you want to get in on it, because I can tell you firsthand that is the most amazing deal. So if you buy the virtual album retreat today, you're going to save $37.40. Plus, you're going to get $34 of stamping rewards, right? Stamping rewards are dollars. They are quite simply dollars that can go into your stamping reward bank and you can spend at a later time. So that's a huge value, right? Plus, if you purchase that through me, if you're in Canada and you purchase the virtual album retreat or anything for that matter, as long as it hits $100, you're going to get free shipping. You also get 2 of my pink envelopes. One will be filled with the card kits for this week using the Painterly Pairs bundle. Hi, Kathy Clark. Hello, hello. The other one will be filled with surprises. Okay, so they're all going to be different. There's going to be designer series paper, ribbon, embellishments, things that you can use in your own paper crafting. And who doesn't love a nice surprise package, right? So you're going to get 2 pink envelopes from me this week when you place your order before the end of tonight, right? It's Friday, with the free shipping for $100. Okay, so if you place a minimum $60 order by midnight, it's always my special is midnight on Sunday. You'll still get my qualify for my 5 free card kits. Now stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll go through all 5 cards and share with you what I've done this week with this amazing Painterly Pairs suite. Hello, everyone. Hi, Krista. Hello, Linda. Hi, Patty. Hello, Leanne from Red Deer. Hello, Shelly. Thank you all so much for being here with me. Hi, Barbara. We got 2 Barbaras. Barbara Albers, Barbara McLeod from Winnipeg. Barbara Albers is joining me from... Oh, you didn't mention Barbara. Okay, so we're going to get started. Hi, Tony. Hi, Kathy. We've got a couple of Kathys. Hi, Cindy. Hello, Janet. Wow, it's so good to see you all. Hello, Endel. Hello, Annika from the Netherlands. Thank you for coming back to join me. I appreciate you all so much. I'm running a little bit behind today. Went out for my walk and it was so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I could have stayed out for another hour, I think. But had to come back because I could not miss my favorite day of the week, which is Fun Fold Friday. This one, when I flip the camera, I'll show you what it looks like. We're going to make this one from scratch. I think you're going to like this one. It has lots of layers. It has a gift card portion. It's showcasing a lot of the designer series paper, the stamps, the dies. This one packs a punch. This Fun Fold packs a punch. So I think you're gonna like this one. Alrighty, let me know if you have any questions about the special or anything else with Stampin' Up. Post them below. I can see your comments. Yesterday they were behind. I could not see them live, but I can see them now. So thank you for being here. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Sharon, Jackie. Renee from hot and steamy Lower Portage, Michigan. Wow. Take it easy, everyone out there. The Mother Nature can be a little bit funny this time of year. Can get anything here in Calgary. You can get hail, can get crazy hot temperatures, crazy cold temperatures. We actually started off the week really cold. I went out with the toque on and a heavier jacket, earlier in the week. Yesterday we were up to 30 degrees, 29, I think. So really crazy weather. Alrighty, let's get started. I'm going to flip the camera. Hi, Jean. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing my video. It just gets this fun stamping hobby in front of more people. And that is what's near and dear to my heart. That is why I've always joined you Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. for the last, at least, you know what? It's 5 years. This is a 5-year anniversary this month. It was 5 years ago, July 20th, that I decided I was going to do this every day at 9 o'clock. I had that conversation with my husband. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to go live at 9. And, you know, some people were like, why do you go live at 9? You know, most people are at work. Like there was, you know, you have to like put the naysayers in their place, right? I didn't say anything to them. I just did what I wanted to do. And this is what works for me because I am a morning person. So I get up, I do my thing. At 9 o'clock, I look forward to joining you with a fun video, a fun project. And so I just did not heed any attention to those naysayers. The other naysayers that I got were, I'll share this with you. They would say, why do you go live every day? It's only Americans that watch you. And it looks like it's mostly Americans that watch you. And they can't buy from you. And I'm like, I thought that was just such a terrible comment, right? For someone to say that to me. And I said, well, that's okay if it's Americans watching me because I love them. They can purchase from Stampin' Up. Stampin' Up is our family. That is, you know, the main company, right? So I want to support people in their stamping hobby no matter where you live. We have Stampin' Up in many different countries, Australia, New Zealand, UK, you know, it doesn't matter. I welcome you all. I don't care if you're not from Canada. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you sharing my video with other people. See, Jennifer and Annika are here from the UK, or from Netherlands. Annika's from the Netherlands. Jennifer's here. So I just wanted to say thank you. And I'm so grateful that I started doing this in 2020 and that I kept up with it, right? A Dutch person. Yes, Annika, exactly, right? So thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me and sharing my video so that more people can see what this amazing hobby is about. It is definitely stress relief for me, and I know the world needs more of that, right? The world needs more happiness, the world needs more love and more fun. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox now, but this is how I feel, and I just like to share that. All right, let's get started. We're going to flip the day. Mary says, thank you so much. I love what I do, Mary, and I just love to share it. So thank you for your kind words, everyone. Thanks, Jennifer. All righty. Hi, Sylvia from Texas. Let's get going here. Yes, Kate, absolutely. You're welcome. This video is for anyone who wants to watch it. Absolutely. Here we go. We're going to flip the camera. Bear with me as I flip my camera. There we go. Look at that blue sky in my backyard. Oh, I love it. I mean, who could not be happy? When the sun is shining, it is summertime, and I'm going to lower my camera and get a little bit closer. Yesterday, I was maybe a little bit further away from the camera. I don't know, but I'm going to try my best to get you in the best view here. I'm missing some of your comments. Facebook. You know what, Rose, I'm glad I came across you on Facebook. I've been watching you every day for almost 2 years now, with great pleasure. Thank you, Annika, for sharing that. I see you, my friend. I see you joining me. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for all your positivity. You know, it's not just my positivity. You guys join me and you are happy. You tell me what you're enjoying. Many of you are also demonstrators. I know you can't buy from me because you buy from your own store, and that is what I want, right? So I talk about the starter kit all the time. You guys know that, right? And it is the best deal, and I love sharing the best deal with you guys because that's what you do with friends, right? You share. If you go to the mall and you find a good sale, you share. You come home and what do? You call your sister, you call your friend, you're like, oh, this is on sale at the mall, go get it. That's what I'm doing here. That is what I'm doing here every day. I'm sharing with you how to get this stuff at an amazing discount and enjoy your stamping journey. Okay, let's get started. Oh, actually, I've got my trimmer in here, but I want to show you the card. Let's take a look at the card we're making today, my friends. Okay, look at this. It is called a triple flap, and I have altered this card into a gift card holder. So check it out. There's the front part. There's one flap. There's two flaps. Look at the pairs. And then yet again, there's another flap that opens into the inside. I'll hold it down here so you can see. This will be the spot for your gift card holder. And then you have a spot down here to write your greeting. Isn't that fun? We're going to make this. All right, let's get started. So it has lots of flaps, lots of layers, Lots of dies, lots of paper, but it's an easy one, right? I'm making it look complicated, but it is super easy, and I love, love, love this card. This is going to be a great one in your collection. Of, you know, if you keep the instructions, I'm going to get this on my blog, and I will definitely post when it's up there so you can print off the cutting and measurements. The video is the instructions. So this video will be linked. It'll be over on my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to rewatch it as many times as you want. Okay, we're taking Secret C cardstock. We're going to cut it on the long side, or the short side up here, at 4 1/4. Okay, so we get 4 1/4 by 11. Then we're going to score it at 5 1/2. So this is the structure of the card. Okay, so there's our card base. Then we're going to need 2 more pieces of Secret C because my 2 flaps are also made with Secret C. So the first flap measures 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. Okay. Nope, that's not right. Let's see. No, 3 and I'm just looking at my notes here. There are 2 flaps. The first one is the front flap on the top. 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. Okay, so 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. So we're going to do this. We're going to go 3 1/2 by 3 3/4. Okay, so 3 3/4 is your longer end. Trim that off. Okay, and then we're going to score the long side, which is the 3 3/4. We're going to score at 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so we've got that flap. That's the front one at the top. All right. So there we go. Let's straighten up here. So there's our top flap. Our bottom flap is going to be 3 by 3 1/4. So we'll pop this back in. We're going 3 inches by 3 1/4. And so the 3 1/4 is the long end. And again, we're going to score at 1/8 of an inch, or sorry, 1/4 of an inch, 1/4. All right, so there we go. That's our bottom flap, okay? So I'll bring back the card and I'll show you what I'm doing. Let's see. So we've got our flap up here and our flap down bottom. That's what we just did, and we've got that 1/4 inch score line, which is going to be where we attach our glue. Okay, what else do we need? We need a piece of petal pink that measures 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to be the card front layer. So let's trim this piece down to 4 by 4 1/4. Now, when you receive your kits from me, this will already be done. This will already be cut, but I would just want to do this in front of you to show you how easy it is to prep these cards. Okay, so here we go. We've got our petal pink, and we're going to bring in the embossing folder, one of my favorite, absolute favorite embossing folders, and it is this one right here, Forever Plaid. If you don't have this, add this to your cart today. Save on your shipping. Get your order up to $100 before tax. $100 product order, right? When you hit $100 in Canada, you are going to get free shipping. And who doesn't love free shipping? All right, so I'm using that line here that's attached to the Stampin' Up! Logo. See that black line? I'm lining that up because there's nothing any worse than doing a plaid embossing and it be crooked. So don't let it be crooked. Okay, so we got that. And this is the title, 3D. That means I need my dark gray plate. Okay, so here we go. We are bringing in our machine here. We need platform number 1. And we need our embossing folder with the cardstock inside. And we need our gray plate. Where's my gray plate? Let me grab it. Okay, here we go. This gray plate comes with your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So if this is on your list today, today is a fantastic time to get your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You're going to save the shipping, which is 11%, right? Good deal. Okay, get the big ticket items today. That's the best deal, right? Or, you know what? The best deal is to get the starter kit and then place your order, because demonstrators, they let us take advantage of all the deals, right? They love us. So demonstrators get free shipping today. We also get our demo discount, which starts at $20, goes up from there. All the deals. Okay, there's my petal pink piece. All right, so we're going to do some let's see here. What are we doing? We are going to put this together. Okay, so we've got our card base. The front of the card is going to be this petal pink right here in the background. So let me get my bone folder and burnish the score line. And then I'm going to grab my liquid glue. Going to add, be very liberal with your glue for this because it's embossed. So you want to add a little extra. I think I've got a lot on there. And then it will stay put, okay? Actually, I don't think I've ever had anything fall apart when I use Tombow liquid glue. It is so strong. All right, there we go. We've got that done. Oh, no. Uh-oh, first mistake of the day. But, whew, fingers crossed. You know what? I survived because you get a little bit of wiggle room. And I did not plan this. Okay, let's do this again. These two flaps. I'm getting so excited because I love this card so much. Okay, we'll put that messiness over there for a minute. We're going to score these little score lines. Oh, goodness. It is Friday. It is Friday. TGIF. So we're scoring these two little flaps. These need to get tucked behind this petal pink layer before I put it on the card front. So that is what the haste was. Okay, let me stop and think here. Okay, so if this one is going to be, oh my gosh. Okay, yes. I need to put glue on this inside part. I'm just trying to think what I'm doing here. So this is going to be the front, and get your silicone mat because it will help you with the messiness. So I'm putting my flap there. Do you see what I'm doing? And then I'm just going to press down on the petal pink layer. Let that set for a second. And again, the silicone mat is like my best friend. It's so good. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to put glue along that little edge. And we're going to tuck this one down the bottom. Okay, so this is the bottom right flap. It's a little bit smaller than the top left flap. All right, now we're in business. We've got them attached to this. Okay, so then we're going to flip this over. I've already got my glue. I'm going to put a little extra on here. And I've got glue on the card front. You guys saw that. I added a lot of glue. So let's go ahead and put this back on the card front. Whew. All right, we dodged that one. Okay, so here we go. We're putting this onto the card front. And we got a little bit of a border around the edges. So there we go. Press it all down. Yay! There we go. Okay. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much. Thanks, Debbie. You found me first and then Christine. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. I'm so glad you guys are here. Okay, so she's talking about my friend Christine Bertram. I love Christine. She is such an amazing demonstrator and an amazing friend. And if you're from the United States, go check her out. Her name is Christine Bertram. Her website is Cards by Christine, and she does a lot, you guys. And she is so lovely. She is a good friend of mine. Okay, so these flaps, let's take a look. This piece here, I love. I think it's probably my favorite piece in the entire pack of paper. It has that Secret Sea background, which really makes all the colors of the pears and the flowers just pop. So we're going to put that on the bottom flap. There's that darling duckling on the back of this one. All right, so we've got that. We're going to put that down here. All right, there we go. Okay, so then the top flap, we're going to bring in a piece of basic white. This is 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. We don't need this one, do we? Oh, yes, this one. So you see these two patterns? One has a Secret Sea background, one has a petal pink background. I thought, oh, both of these have to go on my card. So this one is going to go on the inside, but let's do the front first. Let's work our way into this card. Okay, so we've got a piece of basic white, 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to stamp right down here in the corner the word friend, okay? So we're going to grab that stamp right here. And we're going to stamp, let me get all my ink pads in order here. We're going to stamp with Secret Sea, okay? Secret Sea. We're going to stamp friend. Get it as close to the corner as you can, because we got something to, the pear has to fit on here. So making room. Friend. Okay, got that done. Move this out of the way. Then we're going to bring in Darling Duckling. And we're going to, oh, who said that? When I was on vacation, you felt sad. Cindy said she felt sad when I was on vacation. Aw, thank you, Cindy. That makes me feel both happy and sad at the same time. Don't be sad when I'm on vacation. That's when you pull out your stuff and you get creative, right? There's nothing better to get rid of blues than to make a card. Even better, send a card, right? I'm looking for my blending brush. Here it is. Okay. Blending brush. We've got for, this is my, you can see from this side here, this is the one I use for all my yellows. Okay. So I'm going to go into the ink pad, but you don't want to touch your cardstock first because you're going to get a real stark mark and you don't want that. So I like to get the excess off on my glass mat, and then I come into the center of this square and I'm just going to go in like a circular motion. I'm just making that nice soft yellow from the Darling Duckling, nice soft background like that. And you can add more if you want to, but I think maybe I will. Tap, tap, tap on there, and we'll add just a little bit more. I'm just kind of starting in the middle and I'm radiating out to give a nice soft background. Can you guys see that? Okay, so there we go. We're done with the Darling Duckling. Now I forgot to rinse my my chamois cloth that comes with the Glass Mat Studio, which is, by the way, another great purchase for today. Get yourself the Glass Mat Studio. You'll get the chamois cloth, you'll get the glass mat, and you'll get the little charcuterie board for putting all your pieces. Okay, look at this. Oh, I love it. We're going to put that down there, but before we do, I want to share with you, I went ahead with the dies and I cut out some things ahead of time. I cut out this one. We haven't used it yet this week, so we're going to use it today. I cut it with basic white, okay? So here's my basic white vine. I cut out a pear, and what else did I cut? The leaves, okay? So I like to cut my dies ahead of time. You don't have to. You can stamp first and then cut, but these are the ones I cut out. I cut this one for the body of the pear, this one for the leaves, and there's the vine. So let's start with the vine. What are we going to do with the vine? Well, it's white, right? And that's not really how things go in nature. There's a couple of things you could do with this die. I could have cut it out of old olive and then brought in pecan pie and just went over, or the dark pecan pie or something dark, right? And go over the vine. But I just decided to cut it with white, and then we're just going to take the blends and add color to the vine. I'm using light pecan pie, just doing a quick swipe onto those, the vine. And then I've got old olive, and we're just going to do exactly that. We're just going to quickly swipe onto those leaves and see how quickly and easily we get this beautiful vine that's going to look so fantastic on my card. And I was so impressed with this. I was putting it, when I was designing this card, I was like, okay, I don't want to cover any of this up. It's too pretty, right? And you could use this in so many ways on other cards as well, not just here today with pears, but think about all the other stamps you have in your collection. You could pull this in for another card easily, right? Okay, so let's go ahead. Now you're probably thinking, uh-oh, Rose, you've got blends on your glass mat. Well, this glass mat is almost virtually indestructible, right? Because I cannot find anything that does not come off this glass mat. You can even heat emboss on it. I've poured embossing powder on this and heated it up. It's still, everything comes off. It is so amazing. Okay, so let's grab my silicone mat. Now that glue, you can see that glue, see what happens on the silicone mat? It dries and you can actually roll it and lift it off. It's so easy. I like to just take a baby wipe and clean it off. It's really fast. And I want to do that because now I'm going to put cardstock on there and I don't want it to be extra glue on my pieces. So I'm just going to quickly clean up my silicone mat. You know, another good investment is to get yourself another silicone mat. You won't regret it. There are techniques you can do with the silicone mat. You can emboss with your dies. I teach all of these things every month in my technique club. We do different techniques and it's so fun to learn different things. And look at my silicone mat. I've had this one for years and years and years, and it's still like the day I bought it. even though I do all kinds of stuff on it. Okay, so this is the vine. Look at that. Now we're going to stamp our pear and our greenery. So for the pear, we've got an outline stamp in this stamp set, and we also have the body of the pear, okay? So we're going to stamp the outline first, and I'm going to use Secret C. And so I'm tapping onto my Secret C. I'm going to hover over that die cut. And then when I'm happy with the position, just press down. Give it a few seconds for the ink to get into the cardstock. Then we're going to grab the outline for the leaf. And you're going to do the same thing. Hover over your die cut and tap it down. Now you don't have to do this. I've had several people message me and say, I was taught to stamp and then die cut. You can totally do that. Absolutely. There's no right or wrong way. It's your stamps. You can do however you like. This is what I prefer to do. It just helps me save time when I'm doing my videos. Okay, I got some scrap grid paper here, and we're going to do a light shading of Old Olive. So I'm going to stamp off, and then we're going to stamp onto my greenery here. So there we go. We got that. Now my pear, what we're going to do with the pear is we're going to bring back the Darling Duckling, and we're also going to bring in Petal Pink, okay? Because if you do a Google search about pears, you're going to see pears in like all different colors, right? So that's kind of what I want to mimic. I'm going to bring in a sponge dauber for a little bit of Petal Pink, and I have a sponge dauber for my Old Olive, and we're going to do a little bit of shading on here. So we're going to stamp our pear body, the inside part of this duo. I'm going to stamp off on my grid paper so I get a bit of a lighter image. Then I'm going to take my sponge dauber, dip into my Petal Pink, and we're going to add some Petal Pink ink to the top. So you want to work fairly fast here to add that nice little bit of pink, because sometimes pears have pink on them, right? So that's what I'm trying to mimic. Then I'm going to add a little bit with my Old Olive. I'm going to come around the edges here and just do a little bit of tapping of Old Olive. And then we'll stamp onto our die cut like so. Press down, give it a few seconds for the ink to leave the stamp and go into the cardstock. And look at that. Oh my gosh, can you guys see? I'm going to hold this up closer. Can you see the shading and the different colors in the pear? That is so pretty, right? I love it. Okay, so we're going to attach the stem to the pear. Now, before I do that, I want to show you something. Okay, so this is all going to go on this square, right? So I want to put the vine on here, but I don't want to cover up the center. So what I'm going to do, let me move my ink pads out of the way first, because you guys know, right, what can happen. Let's move them out of the way, and then I got lots of room to move my hands around without having an accident. So that vine is so cute, right? I love it. If you put it like that and then I put the pear, look, I'm losing like, 75% of it, right? So I thought, no, Rose, you can save some of that beauty by snipping. So bring in your paper snips and we can snip like that. And we're going to put, now I want to make sure my pear is not going to be too big. No, it's not going to be too big. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of glue. It really doesn't matter which. I'm going to add to this end. A little bit of glue down here. Come on, glue. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to add that to my pear on my silicone mat. Okay, let that sit for a minute. And then I'm going to, actually, you can flip it over. And we're going to add our dimensionals to this. Okay, so we got all the pieces, but what I'm doing with my dimensionals, I'm going to bring in my Take Your Pick tool. And we're going to use my mini dimensionals. We're going to put one on each leaf. Oops, that's the backing. Grab a dimensional. And then I'm going to go down the center of the pear. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to put the pear in place. And then I'm going to tuck the greenery in behind the pear where it'll fit. Okay, so let's pull off the backing of these dimensionals. Okay, they're all sticky. Okay, so here's what we do. So you want to take your square, put your pear in place, okay? Then I'm going to add glue to my parts here. So I got this little one. My glue is running out, but not quite. Just when you think your Tombow glue is running out, you got a lot left in there, right? Okay, so we're going to take this, we're going to tuck that under like that. So basically by snipping this vine, I'm extending the length of it, right? So then you can take the vine and see, wow, is it going to fit? Oh yeah, it's going to fit, and it's giving me more view. Look at that. I'm getting to see a lot more leaves by snipping the vine. And I didn't have to snip it in a couple of spots. I only did one snip. So let's just add our glue to the leaves because that's the biggest part. And then I'm going to add a little bit to this top stick, vine, stick, twig, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so here we go. We're coming in, and because I didn't put the dimensionals right to the edge, I have room to maneuver this around so that I can see the most of this die. Isn't that fun? Okay, so there we go. That looks a lot better than when I placed it earlier when I didn't snip it, right? All I did was make one snip and then separated it. Okay, so there's our front focal point. So that gets glued on the front panel like that. And coming in with the glue again, and this is just a piece of basic white, so you don't want to put too thick of lines on there, just thin lines on here. And then we've got that secret C on the background. I love it. Okay, so there's that. Now the inside of this, we're going to bring in the other pattern that has the petal pink. Now the background is secret C, but I don't want to make it too dark, so I'm going to use this one and pull all these beautiful colors together. So here we go. We're going to put that right here. This card is going to be very visually appealing to the person who receives it so that they get something to look at every different stage of opening this card. Okay, so this one down here, we're going to need some white cardstock again. Now I need a smaller piece of white. This piece here, and I didn't get it cut. Okay, let me grab my trimmer. We're going to cut this together. This piece is going to be 2 and let's see, the bottom flap, excuse me, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So let me grab a piece of white and get that trimmed. Okay, I thought I had one here, but I don't. Okay, that's okay. Not a big deal. It's just a piece of white. Okay, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And that's going to be for the inside. All right. So for this flap, I'm going to stamp "A good friend is a gift." I love that. Because we said friend on the front, and then we're going to bring in the big stamp. A good friend is a gift. Okay. And we're going to stamp that with secret C. I got a lot of stuff going on my desk here. Come on, Rose. Tidy up. Tidy as you go. I don't like tidying as I go because I just want to see what the card's going to look like. That's how, I think that's why I've given this a lot of thought. I'm like, why am I so messy? I think I'm messy because I'm excited. That's my story and I'm sticking to it, right? A good friend is a gift. Okay. So then what we need is, I have some more die cutting to do. So from this pattern paper right here, we're going to find, I'm going to send you two pieces of this DSP. This one here has pears that coordinate with the dies, flowers that coordinate with the dies, and I'll show you what I mean. So this is the double dies, the double pairs, okay? So you can see you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, like so many of these, and this is only half a sheet, right? So I'm going to send you a rough cut. Let's just rough cut this out and then you'll see what you're getting. So you're going to get a rough cut of a double pair set and the flowers, the little petal pink flowers. You can stamp the flowers and cut them out if you want to, but I just feel like the designer series paper is so pretty that I just want to feature that today. Okay, so we're going to grab the die and put that on here. Look at that. I mean, Stampin' Up, they know what they're doing when they design this stuff, right? And then the flowers down here, the little triple flower, we're going to put this on the right way. Let's see. Yeah, right there we go, like that. So this is what you'll get. You'll get a piece like that. So you'll need to use your own dies, or you could fussy cut it if you don't want to buy the bundle. You'll need the stamps to make your cards, so you might as well get the bundle because you're going to save 10%, right? So let's just run that through the machine. Okay, here we go. We got our platform 1, platform 2, one of my cutting plates, and then my sample, and we need another clear plate for the top. I have so many clear plates around. Okay, so here we go. We're putting the top one on, the top part of our sandwich, and we're going to roll through. How is everyone doing? Thank you so much for sticking with me. It's worth it. This card has lots of layers, but they're all so pretty. Okay, so let's get these pears and those flowers. All right, so we've got that. Let's get it all peeled apart here. Take off my tear and tape. No, that's not tear and tape. It's called Post-it tape. I get the Post-it tape. You guys ask me all the time. I get this stuff from Amazon. It comes on a roll. It's made by Post-it. I don't make a commission off of that, guys. I just sharing what I use here with you. So Post-it tape has definitely become a best friend of mine. It looks like this. You can get it on Amazon. Post-it tape. You can just Google that. Okay, so we've got those cut out. Then we have our square. And there's also a die in this bundle that looks like this. I'm calling it the hashtag die because it looks like hashtag, right? So we're going to use that one as a background. So I've got it cut here with old olive. So I'll send you a scrap piece of old olive so you can cut your own little hashtag. And we're going to just add a little bit of glue to the middle because that's all I need to anchor this down. And we're going to put this right here. Then we're going to put these flowers on top like that. Just a fun little accent. Okay, so we're going to grab the flowers. I'm not popping this part up. I'm just going to just use Tombow glue. Put that down. Look at that. And now we have the inside flap right down here. So we're going to go ahead, add a little bit of glue to this flap. This is called the triple flap gift card holder, my friends. Okay, so then this is pretty by itself, but I thought, oh, I think I need to put something there. So I pulled in my Spotlight on Nature dies and I cut out this circle. So I'm going to put that down and we're going to add these two pears right on top. Isn't that fun? So easy. Okay, so I did pop up those pears. So we're going to go ahead and do exactly as I made my sample card. This card has a lot of layers, so it will be a little bit thicker. But if you want to make it thinner, you can leave your pears and not pop them up. I'm going to go ahead and pop mine up because dimensionals are life, right? They give life to your project. And I'm using up my baby mini ones here this week. Been using them all week long. Grabbing my Take Your Pick tool and picking up the background, the back piece, and look, they're all stacking on my Take Your Pick tool. Okay, so there's my duo. Now, once you run out of paper, so when you buy the suite, you're going to get a pack of paper. But once you run out, you'll be able to stamp these pears and these flowers because they're included in the bundle, right? So down the road, you'll be able to make pear cards for years and years to come because you've got a stamp right here. You got a matching die. You got flowers right there. You got a matching die. So this is really, really a versatile card. Okay, so now, I mean, this would be enough probably to be a card, but there's not really a lot of room to write. So here's the fun part. Inside, when we open this up, we've got the top and the bottom. I am bringing in two pieces of 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Now this is the measurement that I always use for my insides, right? So we're going to put one here and one here. And so what we're going to do with that is we are going to stamp thank you on the bottom. So this is a friend card, but that I want to say thank you to the friend, right? So we're going to stamp thank you in the center of this piece. Boom. Then we're going to grab that stamp with the 2 pears, this one. And I'm using all Secret C. I'm not using Memento. You could totally use Memento, but I'm using Secret C for my black It's such a beautiful color. And it coordinates with the cardstock, right? So we're just making it all work here. Okay, so I'm done with Secret C. Let's close that up. Then I'm going to bring back my Darling Duckling, and we're going to bring in this is stamp, the 2-step stamp for the little pears. Tap, tap, tap on the Darling Duckling, hover over the outline and tap straight down. Oh, no. Oh, did you see what happened? Okay, don't worry. We get two sides to a piece of cardstock. But I closed my ink pad, so let's bring that back. Let's quickly do that again. We're stamping the thank you in the center. Boom. We're going to stamp the pears. This is the beauty of having your own stamps, right? You can stamp till the cows come home. Like, it's just so easy. And you don't have to fret about mistakes because you get to change. You get to stamp again. Okay, so there's my pears. I'm going to close my ink pad. Aren't you proud of me? I'm closing all my ink pads today. Bringing in my Old Olive. This is dark Old Olive. I'm just going to add some color to these leaves. There isn't a 2-step stamp for the leaves on this one, so you'll have to either leave them white or use a blend or water painter or whatever, or not water painter, watercolor pencil, and add color to the stems and the leaves. Okay, so there's that. Then we're going to add glue, and we're going to add this. Look at that. You're not even going to see these mistakes because I'm going to glue this down, and we're going to be good. Okay, don't need the silicone mat anymore. We're going to put this down the bottom, and there's plenty of room for me to write my greeting. The top part, I thought this could be a great spot to hold a gift card. So I have these 1-inch pieces that I cut, and I scalloped out a circle using a punch, and I'm just going to add glue to the edges. So, avoid the top part because you want to be able to slip your gift card down into this little pocket. We're just making a little pocket. So easy, right? Little tiny pocket that'll hold your gift card. If you want to give a gift card, you could send cash. How about a lotto ticket, right? Whatever it is you want. Or you could just leave this out. You don't even need to put this on if you don't want it to be a gift card holder. It could be an extra space for you to write more of your message. So the card closes like this, and like this. Isn't that fun? Now, that's not quite done. We need an embellishment. So let's bring in, when you buy the suite, you're going to get this full pack of low profile sparkle dots. You get Darling Duckling, Old Olive, Secret C. You can use whatever you like. Let's bring in, I'm thinking we're going to need Darling Duckling. So I'm going to peel off those dimensional backings because I want my pointy tip. And I'm just going to add 3 of these Darling Duckling sparkles on the white space here. I think they will stand out more than the Old Olive and the Secret C. But of course, when you get your bundle, your suite, you're going to be able to use whatever sparkle dots you want. So there we have it. Look at that. Yummy, juicy pear. Friend. A good friend is a gift. And there's your gift card holder. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you like this card? Will you make one with this style? Love the colors. Thank you so much, Krista. Betty says that's cool. Laura's going to make that one. Marie says, I'm a demo, but I still purchase from you just for clubs. Thank you for all you've done and still doing for me. Oh, Marie, I'm sending you all the love, my friend. You sound far from your mic. Oh, was I? It's so funny because I'm sitting in the same position. I'm not sure. I hope you guys could hear me. I'm going to try and speak up for the rest of the video. All I have left to do is to do a little recap. Okay, we're going to do a recap of what I did this week. Thanks for all the love. I see your hearts. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for sharing my video. Dot says, can't scrapbook today. We're camping. We'll have fun camping. Margaret says, it's not hard to get a $100 order. Let me help you. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, it is. Krista said, forgot your flaps. I'm not quite sure. That was probably, I don't know, maybe I corrected it. Hopefully I did, Krista. If there's something I missed, let me know. Hi, Lillian. Hi, Sharon. Forgot flaps. She says forgot flaps, too. What did I forget to do? I think I'm going back, and I'll have to go watch the video again from the start and see what that meant. Okay, let's see. Let's do a recap. So Monday, we had Global Design Project Challenge, and it was a sketch, right? So the sketch, let me show you. GDP 506, this is the sketch. I love it. And I chose to let the designer series paper be the star of the show on this card. So there we have my interpretation of the sketch. Okay, that's Monday's card. Tuesday, I pulled in Petal Pink, and I showed you guys how to make 6 cards out of one piece of designer series paper. We pulled in a little bit of a different product here from a different suite. Love this braided trim and some different Petal Pink embellishments, and we made this card. Let's see if my inside's here. Yes, like that. Oh, this one tried to run away on me. Let's put him back where he belongs, like right there. These are little flower dies that come in the bundle, the Perfectly Pairs bundle. Okay, so that's Tuesday. Wednesday, we did all the layers with the arches, the everyday arches for this card here. And there's the inside. We're just doing a blank card with this one, a blank hello card. Yesterday, so that was Wednesday. Thursday, we played with Darling Duckling and some sparkle from the sequins. We pulled in the Unbounded Love dies and some little bit of white heat embossing. And there's our card from yesterday. And today, I was waiting to use Secret C. Oh my gosh, I love Secret C. And this is our Fun Fold Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed these cards. I hope you grabbed your Painterly Pear Suite. And I hope if you're still working on your wish list for free shipping, go ahead and finish it up. Grab the things you want before they're gone. You just never know, right? I think it's going to be a super busy day for people shopping with that amazing free shipping sale. And I want you to get all the things on your wish list, right? But of course, the best way is to put it in your starter kit. You get to choose $165 and you only pay $135 in Canada. And there's never any shipping on the starter kit. So if you joined like right now, like in the next few minutes, I would say you're going to get an email right away from Stampin' Up! With your demonstrator number. That demonstrator number, my friends, is your ticket to go on then and place your orders under yourself and get your demonstrator discount and free shipping on orders over $100. So I always talk to my team. I talk to you guys too about this. The best deal is to be a demonstrator and to get all the perks. So join today, or join or place your free shipping order. It's this very special day here. Alrighty. Thank you so much for everything that you do to support me. I appreciate you all so much. I wish you a fantastic weekend. Happy rest of your Friday. I'll see you again on Monday morning at 9 o'clock, my normal time, to go live here on my Stamping with Rose Facebook page. If you can join me, I'd love to see you. Alrighty. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I hope you get a chance to stamp or scrapbook or both, or do whatever it is that makes your heart happy. Take care, and we'll see you later. Bye for now.